Okay, folks, so you better buckle up and strap in. We've got a lot to discuss. So Nvidia does it again. Over the last few days, Nvidia has been presenting and wooing crowds at their GTC conference. And by nearly every stretch of the imagination, this has been the most exciting conference yet, especially considering investors are excited to see how much more Nvidia's business can earn and accordingly how much farther the stock can run. And in today's video, we need to go through the major bombshells that Nvidia has dropped and how they can help the company grow substantially. I'm going to dive into all of this in a simple, easy to understand way, and I'll put all the timestamps down below. And the only thing I ask in return is that you hit that ravishing like button, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you find value in the content. And as always, make sure to do your own due diligence on everything presented here on this channel. If you're the one taking the ultimate risk, you got to be the one doing the ultimate frisk. Okay, before we get into the bombshells, I want to start by saying that as market participants, it's our job to analyze and ask where is there money to be made. There's no shortage of content out there focused on chip technology and programming language and whatnot, and all that stuff is fascinating. But when it comes to the market, well, you need to be focused on WTM. Where's the money? So when I'm looking at Nvidia's new chip and it's pricing at 30K plus, well, my mouth is watering because I'm thinking, okay, well, how much of that is going to be profit? How much is that going to drive the price of Nvidia stock upward and make more moolah for holders? If Nvidia's technology makes it the best chip, well, that means to me that many major companies are going to have no choice but to buy it or lose to their competition. Companies like Meta, Amazon, Alphabet / Google, Microsoft, do you think these companies are going to skimp on processing power? Well, of course not, right? Now, there's many smaller companies that may choose AMD or different segments where you could use AMD because they have a cheaper and maybe third of the way worse product. And I believe there's value in AMD as the economy coach class ticket in this game. It gets you there, and certainly you don't have to wait as long as you do with Nvidia. But the Nvidia chips are like private flights on the Concorde. Much faster, more luxurious, get you to your destination in a much speedier way. Except unlike the Concorde, Nvidia will still be around and much faster in the coming years. And bigger picture, once you realize that Nvidia is the key maker of chips, well, that means that Nvidia has nearly unlimited power to raise prices. And with this new chip at 30K a unit, some saying up to 40K, well, that's a lot of room for profitability considering most of the investment is up front. It cost Nvidia $10 billion to develop this new chip. $10 billion is like a yawn for Nvidia. Yesterday, the stock went up 1%. That's about a $22 billion jump in market cap. And sure, you could say, well, $10 billion is a lot compared to their free cash flow, but think about the equity and intellectual property. And think about the many multiples on investment over the coming quarters that this company is going to earn. So how much do you think Nvidia is going to make from this little old chip, for this little investment that it made? Well, now, folks, that they've already paid to develop it, it's going to be majority profit. The latest flagship chip they had before this one had a profit margin of nearly 1,000%. They would pay an estimated $3,320 in expenses per chip and then sell those chips for a street price of around 25 to 30K. Talk about a good business model. And you can see how this can be exponential as Nvidia sells more and more chips. And by the way, folks, chip manufacturing costs tend to go down over time, meaning their profit margin is likely to increase by not just the hiked price, but also a long-term downtrend in manufacturing costs. But take a look at their overall business for a second. You look at gross margin at the last report, it was at 76.7%. What's gross margin again, Charlie? Well, that's net sales revenue minus cost of goods sold. So Nvidia is printing money, even when considering all the massive R&D and scaling and endless multi-six-figure earnings that workers are getting paid. And this is in a business that should see a skyrocketing of margin as these chips continue to have more and more pricing power. But anywho, folks, bigger picture here, people like to look at Nvidia's charts on the exponentially increasing processing power, and they don't realize that as that exponential curve moves up, well, Nvidia's ability to charge exponentially more does as well. Every 10x increase in computing power creates a similar exponential opportunity for Nvidia to charge more and to get more and more companies dependent on them. And they are leading the race, so they have a basic monopoly on every new chip. If you want the best chip today, you have to pay their price. If you don't want it, fine, but don't be surprised when you go out of business because your competition decided to pork up the dough. Don't believe that Nvidia is turning into a monopoly? Well, here's what the CEO said. Quote, "You can build chips to make software run better, but you can't create a new market without software. What makes us unique is we're the only chip company I believe that will create its own market." Their game plan is to create their own market and have a monopoly over said market. And right now, all of the other companies are falling in and lining up for this game plan. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the bombshells this week. So first bombshell, Nvidia unveiled its new Blackwell architecture and the B100 GPU, expected to significantly enhance performance for running AI models across the board. The Blackwell architecture represents a substantial leap in Nvidia's offerings. Nvidia says this will enable organizations everywhere to build and run real-time generative AI on trillion parameter large language models at up to 25x less cost and energy consumption than its predecessor. Nvidia says this is the world's most powerful chip packed with some 208 transistors. And major companies are already very, very excited about it. Here's a quote from Alphabet/Google CEO. Scaling services like search and Gmail to billions of users has taught us a lot about managing compute infrastructure. As we enter the AI platform shift, we continue to invest deeply in infrastructure for our own products and services and for our cloud customers. We are fortunate to have a long-standing partnership with Nvidia and look forward to bringing the breakthrough capabilities of the Blackwell GPU to our cloud customers and teams across Google, including Google DeepMind, to accelerate future discoveries. Sam Altman from OpenAI said this, quote, Blackwell offers massive performance leaps and will accelerate our ability to deliver leading-edge models. We're excited to continue working with Nvidia to enhance AI compute. Zuckerberg from Meta said this, AI already powers everything from our large language models to our content recommendations, ads, and safety systems. And it's only going to get more important in the future. We're looking forward to using Nvidia's Blackwell to help train our open source Llama models and build the next generation of Meta AI and consumer products. So you're seeing companies already jump on board and saying, hey, this is very, very exciting. You go over to the second bombshell. Well, the second bombshell you should know is that at this conference this week, Nvidia made it clear that they are more than just a chip company. They are emphasizing a new focus on the next layer, an even bigger, more well-rounded concentration on software, custom software alongside their chip product. This is super smart because software, of course, is very high margin and high recurring revenue. And this strategy is driven by the belief that software is going to generate much, much more consistent revenue through subscriptions and upgrades compared to just one-time hardware sales of chips and various processing units. Let's talk robots. So at GTC, Nvidia showcased its latest advances in robotics and edge AI, marking significant steps towards the future of autonomous machines and robotics application. This is the latest addition to their Jetson platform, which delivers enhanced computing capabilities for edge AI and robotics applications. This platform is part of a comprehensive ecosystem that includes cameras, sensors, AI, and system software, developer tools, and more, aiming to support the development of advanced autonomous robots across various sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare, and smart cities. By the way, you gotta love their name, the Jetsons. Very, very appropriately named. NVIDIA's robotics efforts provide a platform for generating synthetic data, pre-trained AI models, transfer learning, and robotic simulation to reduce costs and speed up deployment. And this is going to be a very, very exciting segment. Now, I want to talk generative AI. So if the world is going to be increasingly run with AI, that means that it's going to need more and more powerful chips. NVIDIA is, of course, the leader in this for the foreseeable future. Yes, I generated this image using ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT uses data servers run on NVIDIA chips. But what people also need to understand is that chips aren't enough. You need a powerful software that is fine-tuned to maximize the output of those chips. And the designer of the chips, in this case NVIDIA, is the one best fit to offer that, which is where we get back to the huge opportunity for NVIDIA in software. And you take a minute to look at how many companies announced new collaborations with NVIDIA after the GTC this week, specifically in the software space. Well, there's a ton. Amazon Web Services and NVIDIA extend their collaboration to advance generative AI. Google Cloud and NVIDIA expand partnership to scale AI development. Microsoft and NVIDIA announced major integrations to accelerate generative AI for enterprises everywhere. Oracle and NVIDIA to deliver sovereign AI worldwide. Now, why do you think that all of these companies that have formidable resources themselves are continuously becoming more and more reliant and more partnered with NVIDIA? Well, really because of one reason. NVIDIA's chips are the foundation for what all is being built on, and everyone else is getting pulled into their gravitational pull. They are like moon circling planet NVIDIA. They don't really want to be circling NVIDIA, but they don't have much of a choice. Now, ironically, ChatGPT itself still has some room to improve on graphic generation. It misspelled Google, and I don't know what it was trying to do with this moon over here, but the point is the same. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the downside risks of NVIDIA. So we could talk about profitability, the potential of AI, cash flow, whatever, but at the end of the day, there's always a down cycle, and with NVIDIA only a few spots away from being the most valuable company in the world, it's unreasonable to assume it's just going to endlessly and exponentially go up forever. There's only so many trillions of dollars of market cap a company can add unless its underlying business is generating hundreds and hundreds, if not trillions of dollars of revenue underneath the surface. With NVIDIA, I mean, it's not there yet, and no company has gotten to that point yet. So it's unreasonable to assume that NVIDIA is just going to endlessly and exponentially go up forever. And there's big risks for sure. One significant risk to NVIDIA comes from its exposure to the Chinese market. China accounts for a substantial portion of NVIDIA's data center business, estimated between 20 to 25% depending on the quarter. The Biden administration's potential new curbs and a future Trump administration or a second term of Biden could further limit China's access to critical technology, including high-end chips, which could severely impact Nvidia's business in this region. Competition poses another critical risk. I mean, I've kind of yawned and laughed at competition because Nvidia is so far ahead right now, but the truth is giants in the tech industry such as Amazon, Google, and Microsoft are designing their own AI chips, which if successful could at least partially reduce dependence on Nvidia's products. However, of course, we've already seen companies like Tesla try to do that, and quite frankly, companies getting away from their core competencies doesn't usually bode well. There's a reason that companies specialize on certain aspects of the business and kind of double down around that. It's because they're competent in that area. Why do you think Apple ditched the Apple car? Well, it was too far away from its core competency. It didn't make sense to keep it. If you don't have a competitive edge in something, it makes more sense to just focus on where you do have a competitive edge. I think if you want a real threat in terms of competition to Nvidia, the biggest threat could be from its direct competitors like AMD and Intel. I do think that Intel is kind of like the, I'll say, slower snake of the three snakes, but AMD is very, very quickly pivoting, and because they do have a lower priced product and one that's actually faster to get, I think that AMD could definitely take on some market share from Nvidia. And also, one of the things that I don't like about Nvidia is Nvidia's strategy to sell less powerful versions of some of its products to China. It does that to comply with US restrictions because I prefer them to have a much bigger ecosystem where if somebody doesn't want to wait for their biggest chip, they could just buy one of the older ones or the slower ones, and they do have that. But by selling off a lot of Nvidia's less powerful versions to China, well, that just destroys the opportunity for other potential revenue streams. So anyways, what are your thoughts on Nvidia stock? What about the risks? What about the valuation? What about the potential? Let us know down below. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.